I think Holly Ann is probably somewhere in Willowbrook. I think she's still, where the College of Staten Island is now. As time went on, we found out that there were more missing children from Staten Island, and all sort of associated with Andre Rand. What happened was probably maybe a week or two into the search, we were discovering that more children were missing, actually working with the police very closely, and they were saying, well, he was a suspect in Holly Ann, Andre Rand was a suspect in Holly Ann, and he was a suspect in Tahese Jackson, and a suspect in Hank Garafoya. And doing research, we found out that he actually lived in the apartment building that Alice Pereira was living in. And that goes back into the 70s. So this was a pattern that we found. And again, we worked very closely with the police to get as much information as we can. And the public was really the people that were giving us the information. Who knew where Holly was, who knew some of her friends, who knew some of her family. But we worked very closely with her aunt, who I still keep in touch with today. So after Jennifer was found and the police were there and emergency services came, and after maybe an hour or two, they started taking us out slowly. I was in a police car and I was coming out the front entrance of what's now the College of Staten Island. And next thing I know, someone's banging on the window, "Donna, Donna." And I rolled down the window and it was Holly Ann's aunt, Patty. And she said to me, "Did they find Holly? Is she in there too? Is Holly in there too?" And she was just so desperate. I felt so bad for her. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why we never give up. They want to know. They have to have some kind of closure. It was just such a sad, sad experience. I think the goal of the Friends of Jennifer was to give the families closure. It cannot be an easy thing to go 20, 30 years and never know where that child is, at least to give it a proper burial, to have some kind of closure. Holly Ann has a brother who was a police officer. It had to be very difficult for him when we went to trial to relive that whole experience, her mother, her father, and we wish we could have spared them some of that. I think overall, knowing the circumstances of Andre Rand and how he preyed on children and how no child has been missing since he's been incarcerated, that tells a story in itself. So I don't think any of them are alive. I would like to find their remains and have them returned to their families so there is some closure.